Jesus. Good God.
She's been
a case this horrendous of malnutrition.
A 2-year-old boy was found lifeless inside his crib. When first responders arrived at the home on March 16, 2023, they immediately realized something was terribly wrong. The condition of the child suggested this was not a sudden tragedy. What they discovered inside the house would leave even veteran investigators shaken. And as this case unfolded, detectives would uncover a disturbing pattern of neglect, conflicting stories, and warning signs that have been ignored for far too long. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We cover real criminal cases, police investigations, and courtroom outcomes with detailed analysis you won't find anywhere else. According to investigators, the child had been living in conditions that raised immediate concerns. Officers described the home as cluttered and chaotic. Inside were 2 other children, while the young victim was discovered in a condition so severe that experienced officers struggled to process what they were seeing. As emergency crews worked the scene, investigators began separating the adults involved and collecting statements. The child's mother was emotional and overwhelmed. The father appeared calm, detached, and largely expressionless. From the beginning, their accounts did not match. While detectives processed evidence inside the home, they quickly realized this would become far more than a routine death investigation. The condition of the child suggested a prolonged period of neglect. Medical personnel at the scene observed signs of extreme malnutrition. Investigators immediately requested additional supervisors and child protection specialists to respond. As officers continued documenting the home, questions began mounting. Who was responsible for caring for the child? Who was feeding him? And how could his condition have deteriorated to such an alarming level without anyone stepping in? Hours later, both parents were transported separately for questioning.
Fire department, get down.
Hey, come on.
Yeah. Let's go. Bring the baby out here.
Back up. Bring it out here. Bring it out here. Bring it out here.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Go. Get down here. Hey.
Are you with the caller?
Hey, firm. Jesus.
She's been Sierra, come out here.
Dispatch, you can close that one out. We're not going to be able to get to it.
David, dispatch, we're going to need a boss out here ASAP.
Cover.
On the way.
No. Stay back.
They know that goes on over here. They know we're not okay. They've seen.
What happened? Hey, stay right there. Sit down.
I had to
Sit down.
on him because
Sit
if he
down.
hears me say anything,
Sit down.
he'll freak
Sit.
out.
Sit.
But
Sit.
they've seen
Sit.
it choke me.
Sit.
They've
Sit.
seen
Sit.
it.
Sit. Sit.
They've seen it all in this house.
Who?
John.
Who's John?
John's the dad.
Vince, let's go. Bring it up.
Last time you saw this child was yesterday.
He was really thin.
Make sure there's nobody in there. Get the dogs in there and then get her back out. What? And 2? Can you find out where the kid was at and keep the dogs out of that area? She's in the fucking house screaming, dude. It's like a fucking hoarder house. There's 2 other kids in there. This kid's all fucking emaciated. Looks like it's been dead for weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. Tiny little child. She's in there just fucking inconsolable. He's got her in the back of my car right now.
The female?
The female, yeah. She's got 2 other kids here. FD had them over here. But, dude, it's a fucking mess in there.
Where's 70 just turns out?
Name?
Jonathan G. Can I just grab the phone where it has the proof, please?
We'll grab it for in a little bit, okay?
He's gonna
Okay, it's not like we don't believe you, okay? You just gotta give us some time, okay?
Nothing's gonna bring him back. It was already hard enough to want to live. They were my only motivation to get us out of here. And now
What do you
my
mean?
baby's
What do you mean? What do you mean? There's nothing that's gonna bring them back? What do you mean by that?
My baby. I tried. I was breathing. I was breathing. His one is black. What is that? Why is it like that? Why is it like that?
Can I just have you put your hands behind your back, okay? Interlace your fingers. Yep. Anything in your pockets that you know about? Okay. Nothing that's gonna cut us, poke us? Okay. No drugs or anything in your pockets? He said no? Okay. I got it. Where is it? I'll give it to her in a bit. Let's go this way. So a white jumpsuit?
Take the clothes or no? Okay.
Okay. Can I take off your hoodie, please? Set it down right here. Okay. Take off your shoes. Need you to take off your belt as well.
Let's not do that, okay?
Detectives began with the mother. At first, she described a household filled with financial problems, constant arguments, and unstable living conditions. She explained that she spent long hours online attempting to generate income through live streaming platforms while trying to support the family. She claimed the father was responsible for much of the daily child care. But as the interview continued, her story became increasingly difficult to reconcile with the evidence. Detectives asked simple questions about the child's daily routine, meals, medical appointments, and overall health. The answers revealed something troubling. She admitted spending extended periods focused on online activities while relying heavily on the father to care for the children. She also acknowledged noticing significant weight loss in the weeks leading up to the child's death. According to her own statements, she observed that the child appeared unusually thin. She said she became concerned when his physical condition began visibly changing. Yet despite those concerns, she never contacted emergency services. She never sought immediate medical treatment, and she never removed the child from the environment. As detectives pressed further, they focused on the timeline. When exactly did she notice the weight loss? How severe was it? And why was no action taken? The answers painted a picture of a child whose condition had been deteriorating long before anyone called for help. Investigators learned that signs of distress had allegedly been visible for days, possibly much longer. The child had reportedly become weak. He was losing weight. He was showing obvious physical changes. And still, no emergency intervention occurred. Detectives then confronted her with the reality of the situation. This was not a minor illness. This was not a sudden medical emergency. This was a child whose body had been failing over an extended period of time.
In investigations, but more importantly, about all kinds of different types of investigations. But I would have to rank this as probably one of the worst cases of malnutrition I've ever seen in my entire life. I just wanted to tell you how incredibly sorry I am for your loss, okay? I wanted to introduce myself. I talked to you at the scene briefly. My name's Detective Hill, and this is my partner, Detective Smith, okay? And who your child was, okay? Before we do that, we want to read your Miranda rights, okay? Before we ask any questions, it's my duty to advise you of your rights, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, okay? Do you fully understand the rights that have been read to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to talk to us?
I'm
John, had a full-time job.
Oh my god. Practically never, dude.
Never?
Like,
Well, let's go
he's
back.
never even held a job over a month.
Okay. And why is that?
He don't want to. He's admitted that he just don't want to.
Okay. Who pays the bills over there?
His parents did, and then now because I'm trying to leave him, he made his parents stop. They don't help him, and on top of it, he don't do it. And now I'm put in a position because now, ever since I started doing the streaming and trying to leave him, he's made everything 10 times harder.
What do you mean by streaming? What are you
Streaming
doing?
is the only kind of work that I can do, like where you just sit there on a camera, you talk to people, you play games. I've ran 30-hour streams, 12-hour streams, 16-hour streams, just running myself dry, sitting there chilling with 300, 500, 600 people on camera, getting them to send me gifts and everything else, because those gifts can be converted into money so we can get out of here. And that was the only way I could think to have some sort of suitable income for now to get us out of here. That way I also don't f my SSI. That way when we did get out of there, I'd have some kind of income to keep us monthly going.
Sure.
But now it's everything's ruined, and the dream I had for our family is gone.
Is any of that, you said that streaming stuff, does any of that involve any kind of pornographic kind of stuff?
No.
It's just...
I regretted not. I wished I did, because I was like, damn, maybe I would have made more money a lot faster.
So how much money would you bring in a month in regards to the streaming?
In a month? Well, between also people sending me money off the line, which was Matt, he's very helpful. He sent $2,000 just at one time just to keep the house from falling under, so I would have a little bit longer to get out of there.
All right,
I would say, I know we at least made more than $5,000. We had to at least made $5,000 more than that.
A month, or just in the
no,
time
since we started, yeah.
Since we started, or you started?
Yeah, well, me and the kids. I say we because it's our goal. It was our goal.
So who cares for the kids all day?
Well,
are they in school?
No. Thing one won't get his shit together. He won't get his shit together. He won't make the calls. Well, he did now, only because during me deciding to step up against both of them and out them, one of the times he tried to use his control pawn. Oh, I'm going to come get him, and I'm going to take him with me. And I flipped out. I pulled up on him, and I exposed him in front of his girlfriend.
Okay, I'm talking about John right now. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
well,
I know
my
that,
bad. That was about the school part.
That's
my bad.
okay. Custody of. Okay.
Yes. I've literally been in his life since day one.
I know, but do you babysit him every day? Do you babysit him every weekend?
Pretty much every day, yeah.
Okay.
There's been times that he's been over by him for 2 weeks, or been by him for a month, and then he'll be by me, and it's just back and forth, also depending on our living situations have been rough. Right now, I'm pretty sure he's in a hotel or just now getting his apartment with a girl, so it's back forth.
In the last 2 years, how often would you carry him here? Does he
2 years
drop him off while he's working to you?
That's it. Now that he's working, he's only been working these past 2 months. Before that, he had no job, and he'd be in and out of jobs just like John. He's not much better, but he is better. Okay,
let's circle back to John. It's kind of what I'm alluding to in school, because his dad won't do anything.
His dad's crap.
And you haven't participated in enrolling him in school or anything.
I'm not able to, from what I'm told. I have no legal guardianship.
Okay, because he is in custody.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't understand. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. So forgive me if I'm not trying to insult you by any way, shape, or form.
You're good.
So now in your care all the time, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're home all day.
Yes.
And is John home all day with you?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why I asked if somebody had grabbed those phones, because if you guys look in those phones, there's pictures from Halloween. There's pictures that they're all healthy. They're all good. Everyone, once I started work and everything with him, all he does is play video games. He doesn't want to clean. He doesn't want to. I get the food. You just got to give him the food. The food I pulled out yesterday, the chicken that was thawing, ended up right back in the fridge. I'm just trying to work to get us out, and I've always done everything. The cooking, the cleaning, bending over backwards, my house, this, that. I'd show up, and my son's got ash on him, and watching 5 Nights at Freddy's, all this other shit. And
I'm talking about
for both of them. So I hit that point of I'm gonna work and get us out of here. You can do something.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm it's set up, it's done. Okay, did everybody eat today? Good. Boom, boom, done. Yeah. Well, first time I seen him looking skinny and up, I broke down and started crying.
When was that?
That was a week and a half ago. Right before his birthday, beginning of the month. So I started talking about his birthday and everything else, and I was like, okay, why is he losing weight? I was like, are you feeding him? He's like, yes. Okay. And then when he was looking scrawny and I was like, you're not feeding him. There's no way that you are. And we got a humongous fight, and he went over to his mom's, and then he had texted me about, I admitted to my mom about what.
And what is it that he said he admitted?
Not feeding him and stuff like that. Those times he was like, because during like the beginning when I was like, we're leaving, he was aggressive. There was the bathroom door got broke more than once. He even took the kids' door off their door to give it to the bathroom. Because he broke that too. Like, he breaks everything. Like, you fight against him, you argue against him, you disagree against him.
So, circling back, and you said that it's your statement that he was showing signs of being skinny around his birthday, which was about a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was his birthday was on the 8th of March.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and explain to me what.
Because he was damn near 40 pounds around Halloween.
Okay.
That's why I was like, hold the f*** up. Like,
right.
I know I'd been in the room constantly running those hours, but at the same time, like with the fights going down.
When you're in that room, how long are you in the room for? Like, how many hours?
30 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours. Like, I don't stop the stream, really.
Okay. So what you're saying is that how often do those streams go on for? Like, are they
I
every
stream
day?
every day.
So you're saying
Every day.
You're saying you stream on what platform are we talking about?
Meet Me.
Meet Me?
Meet Me. I was just about to merge over to Twitch and start doing that too, because I was freaking out. Like, we're not getting enough money.
Meet Me is. So you're saying that you're in that room for 30 hours at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're saying, how do you use the bathroom at all? You come out of there?
I do.
Okay. When you're done streaming, do you have any interaction with your family, with?
It's not been healthy for a long time. A lot of the times there would be a lot of fighting or everything else, and he'd be like, go, I don't want to see you, get the fuck out of here, you guys leave now. I'm like, how are we gonna leave now? Like, after I was like, we're leaving, we're done, everything else like that, it started blowing up into fights like that, and him pushing me, like, get out my face, this, that, and running into the bathroom, slamming the door, this and that.
Okay.
And like, he would not, up until the minute he was like, I admitted what I did, he was like, very, I don't know, his breakdowns kind of like stopped after that.
You keep saying what you admitted. What is it that you're alluding to? What are you trying to tell me?
Well, it's what he said to me and what he said to his mom.
Okay.
Like him not feeding him when he was telling me that he is and this and that.
And
all the shit that he was lying. I was like,
when did you find out that he wasn't feeding him? Back in March.
When that was the confirmation. I already kind of like had a suspicion, but he's sitting here like, no, he got a metabolism like mine. He just eating through it. I'm like, no, there's no fucking way, because when I'm taking care of everything, he was just fine.
And you say you were taking care of everything. What does that mean?
Taking care of everything, running myself thin, taking care of John's shit, the house, food for both of them, doing everything for not just both the kids, both the men.
Okay.
They're fucking children too.
Showing signs of John telling you that he was intentionally not feeding him. What did you do then?
I started taking over and like feeding him and everything else, and setting food out. Like, okay, this is out. Feed him the PBJ. I said, okay. When I asked him, okay, did you finish feeding him the half? Because when I started feeding him, I noticed, okay, like he can't hold down much. So like half of his PBJ, I put back in front of the microwave. I went back to work. End of the night, the PBJ is gone. So I asked him, did you give him the rest? Yeah. And I'm sitting there like, okay, you did.
Did you to see how he was responding to the food that you were giving him?
He like when I was feeding him milk.
And how were you mixing the cereal for him? What you said you were putting it in a bottle? Was he drinking it, or was he eating it?
I was putting it in the bottle.
Okay, and he would drink that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when he was drinking that,
he was throwing up. I did notice that, like, he was throwing up. That's one of the reasons I told him, make sure, like, you take it a certain amount of time, and that's why I was in and out and everything else there. I've checked on him sporadically in between. That's why I said, like, when
got off that streaming platform, how many times throughout the day? If you took breaks, used the restroom, grabbed something to drink, did you ever check in on him?
Barely.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
How many times did you give him a shower from his birthday until today?
It's been like 5 days. It's been 5 days or more. Yeah, it's been 5 days or more.
So you haven't showered him in 5 days?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I legit tell him, like, this and this needs done, and it's my fault for even leaving it on him either.
What prompted you to call 911 today? What happened today?
I seen him looking dead.
Okay. And
I wanted to save him. I wanted him to come home. I wanted him back. I couldn't believe that I had been trying so hard, that I had not paid attention, that I'd let that happen. That's what.
How did you find him like that? Where was he at?
In his bed, like, legit laying like this. And his eye was open at first, so I seen him, and then when I seen his eye black, I scooped him up really fast, and I'm like, he's like fucking dead. They said not to move him, and I was like, well, that's already too late.
Okay. Which bed was he in? Because there was no bed in the room that he was staying in.
There's no bed.
Is there a bed in there?
There was a bed.
You said the center room. Can you just, is it a crib or is it a bed?
Yeah, it's a crib.
Okay. Can you...
There's no sheet on it like there should have been. And it's 100% like this. It's gross. It's got food and stuff on it.
When 2 days ago when you checked on him, and he was sleeping shirtless and without pants and just in his underwear, how did he look?
He still looked bad, but not like that.
He looked bad, but not like that. Can you define what bad means?
Where I can see your bones at all.
Okay, so you're saying that you could see his bones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did you phone 911 at that time to get him help?
I checked to see if he was breathing, checked to see if he's alive. And then after that...
Was he breathing and alive at that time? So 2 days ago when you checked on him, he wasn't?
Oh, no. I thought you meant today. If you asked... no. I told you why I didn't call 911 sooner.
Okay. All right.
I was also scared if I was ever put in a position to fight for them on my own, that I wouldn't be able to do it. The house was in his name.
As stated before, I'm a detective, and my partner, Detective Smith, we work within our criminal investigation division here at the Clinton Township Police Department. And we both have quite a bit of experience in investigations. But more importantly, we work in what's called CPU. It's kind of our child protection unit, so to speak, right? We deal with a lot of cases involving child abuse, child neglect, child sexual assault, and then, unfortunately, child death investigations, okay? And one of the things that we've learned over the years is that we've learned about all kinds of different types of investigations, but more specifically in relation to this, I don't think we've ever seen a case this horrendous of malnutrition. And I'm going to explain this to you why, okay? Science doesn't lie, okay? We have a whole team of people we work with. We work with other detectives within our unit. We have supervisors, we have crime scene technicians, we have medical examiners that come out to the scenes. You know, we have all kinds of different people that we work with. It's unequivocally, without a doubt, that extended period of time. I would have to rank this as probably one of the worst cases of malnutrition I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've been a police officer 21 years. Detective Smith's been in law enforcement for... There is no greater gift than a mother giving birth to a child, okay? You carried that little boy in your womb for 9 months, okay? There is no greater gift than that, okay? And you had a tough pregnancy, right? You admittedly and you were honest that you smoked marijuana because you were in a lot of pain, okay?
I was scared of losing him then.
You're scared of losing him, right? But he was born, right? And it's a mother's instinct. It's a mother's instinct to take care of their children, okay? And what I find incredibly hard to believe and hard to fathom is that on his birthday, this little boy looked like that, and you never got him help because you were selfish and you were afraid that he was going to be taken away from you. And now, he's not with us anymore, right? But I want to know, because that he didn't show those signs at his birthday, they were before that. And you knew they were before that.
I was way absent, and I know I shouldn't have been.
Is it your truthful and accurate statement that you found him, as hard as this might be to be forthcoming about, that you found him today deceased?
Yes.
So if we were to have medical,
if you're telling me the fact that he didn't die
I'm asking.
today,
we're going to find out.
I know
they're
this,
doing it
but I want to find out too, because like I said, I haven't been as attentive and active as I should have been as of recently, these past few months.
There's a certain bond that you have with your children when you carry them, right? And especially when you know that your child is ribbed, is skin and bones, isn't eating, is vomiting. You said 5 days ago he's all crusty because he puked all over himself.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to understand.
I broke in the fear of losing him in any way is too much. And I ended up making the wrong decision and completely lost him.
And thank you for sharing that.
Like, I just want, all I ever wanted was my babies and me to be together and to be happy. That's why I fought those 2 years. That's why I did what I did. That's why I was terrified to lose him. I didn't think that his dad would be capable of just not, and that he would lie.
Well,
I don't.
Sierra, this unfortunately is the
I know,
the
it's real
of two parents, not just him.
I
know.
Responsibility to parents. I've been the only one since day one,
Okay.
and he couldn't do a single dime.
Well, is there anything else, Detective Smith?
No, this time.
Like,
Okay.
I did my best. Like, I failed though.
Okay.
I could have done better. I should have called him help.
I appreciate that. I thank you for.
I don't care if you appreciate it. It doesn't bring him back. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't take back anything. It doesn't fix the decision. It doesn't tell me where I should have made a better decision, not just then, but way before then. Because all my mind can think of is where down the timeline could I have made a decision where this would have never even became a thing. I've questioned myself, should I have even started fighting to leave him? If I would have just stayed with him, stayed obedient, this wouldn't have happened.
Well,
if I would have just kept cleaning the house, kept taking care of everybody.
That house, you called 911 today. You had access to 3 phones. You spent 30 hours a day, talking to people on the interweb and doing all that stuff. You had every opportunity to call 911, to get medics there. You saw in a matter of a lickety split second, you had FD, you had 4 police cars there that were trying to save a kid that was already deceased. That's the problem.
I get that, and you're only looking at the end of the day. You're looking at him.
Stand up for me.
Stand up for me. Saying,
turn around, put your hands behind your back.
All right.
You're under arrest for child abuse in the 1st degree.
That's.
As the questioning intensified, she admitted something detectives considered critical. She acknowledged that she had noticed warning signs but failed to act quickly enough. For investigators, that admission carried enormous significance. The interview then shifted to the child's father. Unlike the emotional interview conducted with the mother, the father's demeanor remained calm throughout much of the questioning. He described daily routines, feeding schedules, and household responsibilities. According to his account, he had been providing food and caring for the child. But detectives immediately identified major inconsistencies. The physical condition of the child simply did not match the explanations being provided. The father claimed the child was regularly eating. Investigators found that difficult to believe. The evidence suggested something entirely different. As questioning continued, detectives focused on medical care. When was the child's last doctor visit? Had medical professionals ever been consulted about the weight loss? Why had emergency services not been contacted sooner? Again, the answers failed to explain the devastating condition investigators had witnessed. At one point, the father admitted noticing concerning changes in the child's appearance. He acknowledged seeing weight loss. He acknowledged observing unusual symptoms. Yet despite recognizing those warning signs, he still did not seek immediate medical treatment. That admission became another major piece of the investigation. By now, detectives were no longer trying to determine whether something was wrong. They were trying to determine how long it had been happening. Experienced investigators explained that the level of malnutrition they observed could not have developed overnight. The evidence pointed toward a prolonged pattern rather than a single isolated incident. As both interviews continued, detectives repeatedly returned to the same issue.
We're just here to kind of talk to you and see what's going on. And I fully understand. I'm willing to waive my rights. Take a look at that if you'd like. And how many kids do you have?
I have 2, and then we babysit her oldest.
Okay, I guess the oldest kid, how old would that be?
6.
Okay, and the name of that?
He got dropped off this morning around 8:15. Wake me up before my alarms go off, so that probably made me sleep in past my alarms.
Okay.
But he came in, I said, "Hi, how's it going, bud?" He took off his coat, shoes, and went right back to bed.
Okay, and where does he sleep?
Give him food, make sure that he's all right.
Okay, and
when I got up this morning, made sure I gave him a bottle. He was fine then.
okay.
Then I checked him again at noon. He was sound asleep. And then I come get a call around 3 o'clock that she's in a hyperventilated state. That I said, okay, I'm not even gonna bring your car home. I'm gonna have my mom drive me.
Okay.
Have my dad work on your brakes, and here we go.
All right.
So I have no clue what.
Now, kind of walk me through a typical day that you gave him a bottle. Is that like a sippy cup or like?
No, it's more like his bottles. Like he likes to drink so much that I have a water bottle from military school. It's about yay tall. We fill that about here.
Okay. And what do you fill it with?
So mashed potatoes. He's got his own little oatmeal, dried milk. Mix that all together with some water.
Okay.
And give it to him.
And does he like it?
He downs it.
Okay. And then does he ever ask for more?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And do you make him another bottle? Did you like?
No, I shortened the bottle amount that I try to give him some solid food. That way he's continuing to work on his motor skills.
I gotcha. Would he prefer to drink? Would he prefer to eat out of a cup rather than do like solid foods? Okay. And then, did he ask for seconds today, or did he want another bottle or something else to eat? He just had that one.
He just had that one, and then just went right to sleep.
Okay. And is that? Would you say that's a typical morning for him? Okay. And do you know like what he ate, like the day before?
Last night he had 2 bottles. So I put saltines crackers in there for him. He ate those this last night because they were empty this morning. So I refilled those because he likes crackers. If I had Ritz, I'd be using Ritz. But
so for like a solid food?
Solid food, and then when I go for vegetables, mashed potatoes, green beans,
Okay.
normals.
And then
Mac and cheese.
So you said yesterday he had 2 bottles.
After I got home from doing all my running for work,
Okay.
trying to find jobs and everything.
Okay. Get a pediatrician visit this year at all?
No, I forgot.
Okay.
We have it scheduled for next month, actually.
Where was last year's at? Where'd you guys go?
It was at like 26 in Gratiot. It's her doctor. I don't know the name of it.
26 in Gratiot?
Yeah.
Do you know the name of the hospital or the doctor's office?
No, not off the top of my head.
Did you go with her? Or
No.
what?
In terms of his communication skills, how verbal is he?
Not that verbal.
Okay. Like if he were to tell you he was hungry, how would he communicate that?
He would scream, and then if you mainly is all about his emotional, he just shows facial features on what he wants.
When was the last time you stood there and screamed like that?
Last night.
Did it last night?
Until I woke up before him this morning.
What time last night did you do that?
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock at night.
And then what?
That's not normal for him, but I make sure, I'm like, okay, but what do you want? Checked him, and he's like, okay, you don't need to change your diaper. All right. Do you want a bottle? Scared about that. I said, okay, here.
So last night at 10 you went in there?
Gave him one last bottle of the night, and after he drank that, he went to sleep. And I went to prep to remake the one for the morning.
So now you kind of put your hand up like, yeah, that's me. I'm the guy doing it all.
She's at home. She works at home.
What does she do?
She live streams. Been making a few grand, quite a few grand actually, off of it.
Really?
Have you guys been able to stay in your place because of the money she's making? You're not.
Yeah, that's how we were able to save the eviction.
And like by eviction, did they actually serve you with a?
I had court and everything, yes sir.
Really?
I even showed up for court. We paid it the day before court. Showed up, and I still.
How much
showed
did
up.
you owe?
$2,000 for 2 months.
And you guys covered it.
The whole thing, yes, sir.
Okay. And you're saying this is because she's streaming.
Oh, that was because I wasn't working.
Now, how much time does that take for her to do that or to make money?
Depends on how long she wants to go, or really.
Okay.
Some days I've seen her do 16, 18 hours.
Okay. And then that's, I guess my thing is, your time is your money, so is it worth the time she puts in, I guess is what I'm trying to gather.
Well, with live streaming it all for her, it based on how many people comes in, how many people gifts her, everything else. That way she can cash all of that out. But then there's this one guy that we both know who's directly PayPaling her money to help her out too. That's how she was able to get her car, her phone, and she just received $2,000 today.
And what was it
Just
about
because-
yesterday that you said something is not right?
Just because he only had that one bottle all day. And I put food in there for him, but it didn't get, like I said, it didn't disappear till that night.
Okay.
So it's like, okay.
What other food did you put in there besides, you said just a bottle, but
I
you
put
had other food?
saltine crackers in there, our last can of green beans. I made some pizzas, cut some up for him, put them in there for him. Noticed a few pieces around the floor. That's about it. And I would go back in there to see if he ate it. If he didn't eat it, I would touch him, sit him up, try to get him to eat a little bit, but he just wouldn't.
Did you think at some point of taking him to the pediatrician and getting him checked out for like a dietitian or get him some help with basically putting weight back on?
I was hoping to do that today.
Okay.
And that's why I was trying to get the brakes done. I didn't want to put the kids in a car that I don't even trust driving myself.
So you said that you were concerned and that today you were going to call, but you wanted to get the brakes done first. Who were you going to call?
I was just going to go straight and take him straight to Henry Ford. That's the fastest response I probably would have
The
got.
hospital?
Yeah.
Was there any thoughts of calling 911?
She didn't want, not until she called me. Like I said, because we don't got insurance for the kids yet. Due to me losing my job, it was on the company.
Insurance is one thing, but I mean, if your kid needs treatment, whether you have insurance or not, your kid's going to get treated. You know that, right?
Yeah. It's just my way of thinking got in the way. And I know that.
So, at some point today, you think you would have taken your kid to the hospital because his
The
weight.
minute I got done with the car. Even if we wouldn't have been able to finish it. If I wouldn't have been able to finish it, I would have had my mom take me.
Your son better than I do. I think just looking at him, I feel like he probably had some problem with either keeping food down or eating. That's just I'm not a doctor, right?
Right.
That's just me taking a look and saying, I don't think this kid had enough to eat.
Right.
Now, whether that's keeping it down or being fed.
He's not a type of kid who would throw up either. The last time I've ever had to clean up throw up was when he was an infant.
Okay. I mean, do you think that I don't want to call you, I don't want to say you're lying to me, okay? But part of me feels like I'm not getting the whole truth out of you. And that's with regards to the eating, okay? But again, you're saying he's not spitting up. And you're saying you're changing his diaper 2 to 3 times a day, right? But if he's eating that volume of food, that food's got to come out one way or another.
Right.
Right? Because his body, the way it looks, it's not absorbing any of that food, right? So it's either going to be in that diaper, or he's going to throw it up. But
I've noticed that diapers are more full of pee lately than they've been of solids.
But he's not getting that food, is what I'm saying. So he's either not being fed properly, okay, or he's got some medical problems that
His get checked out.
yeah.
I needed to have been checked out.
But again, you know your son better than I do, right?
Yeah. I should have just took him when I first noticed the weight loss.
And that was last week, you said?
But I mean, if I looked at him today, I I think it's going to be earlier than a week. Okay? If we're being honest with ourselves.
I know it's only last week.
No, I understand that, but I mean, even a week from now, I can't imagine him much larger than what he is, than he was today. I don't understand how just a week ago he could have been perfectly fine, and then today he wasn't.
Last week I noticed a slight decrease in weight and how the skin looked. And
How did his skin look?
he's almost as thin, a little thinner than me.
Did you talk to Sierra about it?
Yeah.
What did she say?
And basically, she goes, "Oh, you're the one taking care of him, so why don't you do something about it?" But I remember being gone that day.
Where'd you go?
I went out to the junkyard. Had to go get some seats and stuff for a car.
Did Sierra ever think to call 911 at all if she was ever worried about him?
Not that I know of.
I mean, I'm just saying, did she ever make a comment like, if you want to call, like, I'm going to call, like, 911, or I'm going to take him to the hospital, or I'm going to take him to the doctor?
Not at all.
She never made a comment like that?
Mm-mm.
And you're saying just a week ago that you noticed that. I'm having a hard time accepting that is really the truth. And like I said, I think you're holding something back. Okay? And I don't know what you're struggling on, but we're here to find out what happened.
So when you heard these odd sounds from your son, right? So he's making these odd sounds when you tap on him, touch him, whatever it is, which is not normal.
The dry scream was not.
Okay.
He always just normally just makes a little or just normal baby noise.
And you're concerned, obviously, right?
I was concerned with the dryness.
Okay.
Because there's no way in hell you should be dry making that kind of noise
Right.
if you're drinking bottles. Because that's like someone being dehydrated.
Right, or malnutrition.
Right. That's why I was going to take him today.
Okay. You understand what malnutrition is,
Mhm.
correct? Okay. So, like he said earlier, we seen your son, right? Just like you did today. Just like I guarantee, he probably looked the same last night as he did pretty much today. Okay? And that child, to me, looks like he hasn't ate probably a good week. More.
That's not possible.
No?
No.
So obviously, the doctors are gonna look at him, they're gonna do a autopsy, right?
You want to know, though, what happened to him, right?
Right, because they're gonna do that, right? Because that's what you want to know what happened to him, right?
All I know is that I was called by Sierra, tell me I needed to come home, and they didn't tell me nothing.
Well, I'm telling you right now that I looked at your son today, and it looks like he hasn't eaten in a very long time. And I'm asking a simple question. Okay? Was he hard to feed?
No.
Did you?
Sometimes he became picky on the foods he ate.
Did you have food to feed him?
Yeah.
And did you feed him?
Like I said, the only thing he wanted was that bottle.
Okay, and what was in the bottle?
The mashed potatoes, his dry milk, and his infant oatmeal.
Okay. But looking at your son, it's not possible that he was fed that much food within the past couple of weeks. Probably, maybe not even for the past couple of months. That's what I'm trying to get from you, is just to try to get what's really going on with
And all I know is what I've been able to do for him. I don't know what she's done or not.
John, let's be honest, okay? We're talking man to man here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like he just said, you've got 50-some years of experience right here sitting in law enforcement and doing investigations, okay? And I can tell you now that him and I, looking at your son today, have never seen a child that malnutrition. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So now let's I know what you're trying to do, okay? Be honest with me, okay? When is the last time he's ate a good meal and you fed him?
That was, I would say, 2 days ago. I'll tell you the truth on that.
And what was that good meal 2 days ago?
I made a roast when I get home, too.
Okay. So 2 days ago he had a good meal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's you saying, hey, I'm being honest with you.
Your son hasn't ate in a while. Let's be honest. Okay? Because I looked at him and I can guarantee you 2 days ago, he couldn't eat. Based on how he looked today, 2 days ago, he could not take and put food in his mouth. Do you know that?
He did, though.
He did not. Okay. So what I was speaking about earlier was, and it came up before, science. You understand science, right? They're going to do an autopsy on your son. And they're going to be able to tell the last time he ate. And they're going to be able to tell a lot more as far as how long this has been going on, and so on and so forth. Right?
Yes, sir.
And I'm willing to bet you that he never had the pot roast. I'm willing to bet you he never had these drinks of milk and mixed bottles like you're talking about in a long time. Right?
The warning signs were visible. The opportunities to seek help existed. Yet neither parent acted decisively enough to prevent what happened. Then came the evidence that ultimately changed everything. The autopsy. Medical examiners conducted a detailed examination to determine exactly what caused the child's death. Their findings were devastating. According to investigators, the child died as a result of severe malnutrition and starvation. There was no sudden illness. There was no hidden medical condition that explained the physical deterioration. The evidence indicated a prolonged lack of adequate nutrition over an extended period of time. That medical conclusion transformed the case. Investigators no longer had to rely solely on statements from the parents. They now had scientific evidence supporting what they had suspected from the beginning. The child had not died from an unavoidable tragedy. He had suffered a preventable loss of life. As prosecutors built their case, they pointed to the condition of the home, the statements made during the interviews, and the medical findings contained in the autopsy report. Together, those pieces formed the foundation of the criminal case. Both parents were ultimately convicted for their roles in the child's death. For investigators, however, the case remains unforgettable. Veteran officers involved in the investigation described it as one of the most disturbing child neglect cases they had encountered during their careers. And perhaps the most heartbreaking part is that so many warning signs existed before the tragedy occurred. A child needed help. The signs were there. The opportunities to intervene were there. But the help never came. If this case affected you, consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us continue covering real investigations, police interviews, and true crime cases with accuracy and respect for the victims. And remember, behind every case file is a real life, a real family, and a story that deserves to be told.